The battle begins. The battle begins.
Hello, and welcome to Joyville. My name is Harrison Vanderbilt. At Joyville, we believe that childhood should be filled with laughter, exploration, and unforgettable memories. And we've crafted an experience like no other, tailored specifically to ignite the spark of joy in every child's heart. In Joyville, we believe in the power of imagination and the pure delight that toys can bring to children's lives. That's why we've curated toys that will transport your little ones into a realm of limitless wonder and joy. So whether you're a parent seeking a transformative summer experience for your child, or a guardian searching for a safe and engaging environment, look no further than Joyville. Join us in creating memories that will last a lifetime. Come and discover the unparalleled joy that awaits in our marvelous children.
You're quick. Not bad.
Boom. Oh, whoops, I accidentally went back to the last scene. But hey. Oh. Yeah, hand tracking a little off, but hey. How's it going, everyone? Hope you're having a good start to your week. So, today, you can probably hear it in the background, although it's probably barely audible. I'll be playing some more Genshin Impact today. Because it's a game I've been meaning to get back to for a while. Basically, in Genshin, I've been playing through the story quest for a new region that came out around a month or two ago, Fontaine. And I started it back a few days after Fontaine came out with patch 4.0. But I didn't get around to doing it again just because there were other games I wanted to play. And also with Genshin, playing through the story quests, or Archon quests as they're called, it's a pretty big time investment. So I basically wanted to wait until the time was right. But again, you know, other games I wanted to play, ended up forgetting about it because one-track brain. Kind of infamous for having one-track brain with a lot of things I want to do. But anyways, I just haven't played the game for a while. Because a lot of my interest in Hoyo versus games has been with Honkai Star Rail. Been grinding that game a lot. But then recently, I think about a week ago now. Yeah, that sounds about right. They came out with the patch 4.1, which adds even more chapters to the Fontaine story. Because at the time when I played it, I think there was only a couple available. Now there's 5. So just about the whole story quest is available to us now. So I'm going to try to play Genshin more often, I swear. And see how far we can get through the story quest. I'm on the login screen, by the way, right here, because when I was logging into the game to test the capture, it just immediately launched me into a cutscene. You'll see what I mean, hopefully, when I open this. Also, with this stream, I'm gonna try playing with controller, because typically, when I play Genshin, it's with keyboard and mouse on PC. Yeah, you can see what I mean. I got launched right into a cutscene.
I've been keeping an eye on you for a while now.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to play with controller this stream, because typically I play with on PC, as you're seeing here, with keyboard and mouse. Right there. Actually, you can't even see it on stream, dang. Well, if I enable the cursor, you might be able to see it. Yeah, well, if I put capture cursor...
Huh?
Oh, there we go.
You mean us?
Yeah, to give a bit of context as to what's happening in this story quest. We enter this region to talk with the Archon. We do that. Then we go see a magic show. But one of the participants in one of the tricks ends up getting killed somehow from a container of water falling from the ceiling. And the magicians of the show, who we had just met when entering Fontaine, they're implicated in this. So we're basically doing a whodunit to figure out what happened. And apparently there's this new person here that I can't escape the cutscene for, so we have to watch it.
That's right. If I'm not mistaken, you're also among those who wish to cut down the thorns and pursue the truth. No? And by the looks of it, you're not from Fontaine.
Nope, definitely not.
I know more about that one, but who are you? Have you never heard of the Spina di Rosula? From mediating disputes and providing protection to solving conundrums, you name it, Spina di Rosula does it. And I, Navia, have the honor of being its renowned president. Though those
Nice.
who play by our rules call me boss.
Alright, boss.
I'm Silver, her attendant. Pleased to meet you.
And I'm Melus, Demoiselle's various daily...
Oh yeah, by the way, this region is themed after France, so you're gonna see a lot of references to France in this.
Demoiselle.
Another note too, I might not talk too much besides giving little blurbs. Because with sections like this where there's voice dialogue, I prefer to let that play out.
Used to my previous title.
My apologies, Demoiselle. Should you prefer, boss, I will endeavor to use that instead.
No need.
She's like,
You don't have to
sir?
be boss.
Sir?
Navia is fine. Okay.
Oh,
Not that we're members of Spina di Rosula.
something else I want to mention, by the way, before we progress through the dialogue further. I guess I can let the dialogue play.
All merely trifling details.
Oh yeah, we got to a dialogue choice there.
Now, back to the situation at hand.
So, I know I've given the stream a little bit of a makeover by changing... hand tracking is a little out there. So I know I've already given the stream a bit of a makeover by changing capture software. I use Warudo now instead of ECFace. I also changed up the layout of the stream a little bit. I have some chat widgets here. Let me check my Twitch to be sure I'm crediting the person. Because I do want to give credit where credit is due. Okay. So I have some chat widgets here, courtesy of Melon Turtle. He is an artist on Twitter, makes a bunch of VTuber assets, and he created some pretty neat chat overlays. So if you type a message in chat, say for example, if I just type exclamation mark VOD channel, exclamation mark VOD channel, by the way. There we go, that's what a message will look like on stream right now. And Melon Turtle's the one who made that, who made the code for it and everything, so credits to Melon Turtle for that, and I have him credited in the panels below the stream. But yeah, more Navia.
That's right. I've always kept an eye on the serial disappearance cases. My interest stems from a matter back from my father's time. Judging from the look of things, I find Linny an unlikely mastermind.
Really? We think so too! That's why we're looking for clues now. But how did you come to that conclusion?
Intuition, naturally. My unparalleled intuition. Farina chose
alright.
to point the finger at Linny without any
Sure, I'll take it
decisive
for your
evidence
word.
whatsoever, wasn't she? But that's not uncommon for her. If you remember, the justice had to interrupt her and ask if she was pressing charges just to keep her from getting carried away. Anyway, as
Sounds
far
like a
as I can
Farina
see,
thing to
the
do.
moment someone levels charges,
Farina, by the way,
of
she's the
course,
Archon.
there was no
She
way Farina was
acts
going to back down in that
like-
situation.
Sounds more
I
like
don't know how to
a
describe it. It's
don't
like that.
trust the Hydro-Archon.
It's like that friend who tries to act all serious, but then you actually press them on it,
Must admit that she
and
can
they
be
just
interesting
crumble.
at times.
That's Farina.
Making her
She's a
judgment
doof, and I love her for it.
agree with her. All right, I've answered your
She's not my
question.
favorite Archon. That
Well,
accolade still
now you
belongs
answer
to
mine.
Zhongli from Liyue, but
Did it? Did that
Farina's pretty good. I like her.
Well, I say it does. But don't worry. You won't hear
A lot of
any
people I
endless
talk
questions
to
from
within
me.
the Genshin community also like
In your opinion, do you think it's
Rio
right to
Thesley
treat
a
a
lot.
child
We'll meet him
like
in a
it's an
later
object?
point, so I'm curious to see what he's like.
Well,
And why would that be? See, Silver and Malus? I told you they'd be different.
Most astute of you, demoiselle. I too think that the traveler's response was most excellent. No matter how wonderful the script or how fervent the audience's expectations may be, the trials that go on stage here must be based in fact. And if that can be done, boss, then
All right, that's quite enough, Malus. Anyway, I like your answer. You passed with flying colors. Now, I need to make some preparations, following which our joint investigation shall commence. You two shall be my assistants.
Yeah, sure.
wait! Since when did we become assistants?
Right now.
Oh, well, I can be the assistant. Sure. Or your companion, if you like. I'm really not that fussy.
Oh?
That's more like it.
Would you like to join me to the Opera House?
far be it from me to brag, but I believe that Demoiselle's intuition will be instrumental in uncovering the truth. You wish to save a friend from false accusations, and we wish to unravel the disappearances. In this sense, our goals are aligned.
You have a point. Huh. You're quite the talker, aren't you, mister? And what about you over there? What do you think? You seem like you've got something on your mind.
Okay,
I have nothing to add.
Oh.
okay, why was my first thought when I saw Silver
We're making some preparations first.
Lucian from the Sinnoh Pokemon
Pokemon
games? Literally my first thought was like Lucian or James from Team Rocket. Oh man. Whom's does that? Oh, Tristane.
Sorry, but no one can freely enter or exit the Opera House at the moment. If you wish to leave, you must register your identity with us first.
No, we're not leaving. We're representing Linny and Lynette as attorneys, so we're investigating the case. Were you
Yeah, and I want a snack.
Yes, after the Chief Justice gave the order, everyone coming in or out must undergo a strict inspection. So, the missing girl couldn't have left from here. At least, not from that point on.
So I like Tristane's design. She almost looks like a... I'm gonna get flack for this, but she looks like a... Like, my first thought was a kangaroo, but I know that's not right. It's close enough. Close enough.
I doubt there was much opportunity then, either.
How can you be so sure,
Well, because I was in charge of security near the entrance at that time. I couldn't see Linny's performance from here, which was quite a shame. Just my luck. But still,
Darn.
I did not abandon my post, and I stayed put no matter how loud the applause was. If someone had so much as even approached the door, I would have noticed it, let alone if they had tried to leave. We Melazines are good at that sort of thing, you know.
So, it's safe to say the girl couldn't have left through here. Alright, thank you for your help. This'll be useful info.
Entrances and exits to the Opera House. No one left the Opera House during the magic show. And after the incident happened, only those who had their identities cleared by the guards could leave. Pushing away spelling guards. Alright, well that's evidence one. Gotta keep looking now. So we gotta go back in the main place. Oh, also... Oh, I haven't looked at the battle pass. Whoop. No, skip. So, I know the main point of this is to play through the story quest for Fontaine, and that's what we're gonna do. But, I also want to do this a little bit. Because there's this character that I want here. Of course, you can see Hu Tao. She's a really good pyro unit. And I do have some pretty good pyro units. In fact, I think if I go to my characters... Well, we have Diluc right there, but I also have, where is she? Right here. Yanfei. You know, level 80. Max level I can have her at, I think. Well, no. Not quite. But yeah, pretty high level, fire unit. But I want to get a different one since I feel like Yanfei has outlived her usefulness for me. So I want to go for Hu Tao instead. So you know what? I'll do one wish here, and if I don't get her here, then I'll pay up with dough. Basically, I'll use my own money to try to go for her. Alright, so one more chance here, and then I'll have to spend some money on her. Oh, what? Let's go start this exchange. There we go. Darn. Okay. I'm gonna have to black out the game really quick. Because I don't want to dox myself and reveal my credit card information. So just give me a quick sec. Oh, nice. Look at the bonus 1980. I guess it's a new patch or something. Does it refresh with the new patch? With every new patch? I'm curious about that. Oh, there we go. Alright, all of the... Alright, I can pull the game up now. I have 3,900 um things. So that's roughly how many wishes? 24. Okay, so 210 rolls and then so 24 total rolls. Let's see what we get. Come on, let's get. I'm honestly hoping for streamer luck and I'll get her on the first try. I doubt that's gonna happen though. No. Oh, what the hell? I got 2 Jinglu constellations. What? Hello? Don't I already have her at E6 or something? Or C6 or something? I said E6 because Honkai again. But don't I have her at C6 already? Or I guess him, actually, because Jinglu's male. Let me check that. I don't even have him leveled. Yeah, I don't even have him leveled. Yeah, I already have him at E6. What the heck, man? The game's just teasing me at this point. So I got some of these. Let's go ahead and use those. So I made 27 total rolls, which is good. Again? Oh, come on with that. Yeah, the game's just not like me right now. Okay, I have one more 10 roll. One more. Ah. Oh, brother. I don't think it's meant to be today, chat. I don't think it's meant to be. I'll keep trying, dang it. I got 2 more chances. I'll be honest, it's not looking great. I tried. I tried. Yeah, well, that's enough of our Hootao Crusades. Maybe next time I stream this game in like 2 weeks when the banner's done, I'll get her. Oh yeah, let's continue on. I need to adjust my seat because I'm having problems with the lever again. I really need to replace my chair because it works a lot of the time, but it's just having problems where the lever keeps breaking down and my chair just sinks.
I see that you're investigating the area. Well, it just so happens that I'm interested too. If you find any new and interesting leads, be sure to share them with me, alright?
Yep, sure thing.
We don't have too many thoughts yet.
Then why don't I tell you my hypothesis first? The way I see it. And I'll start it with that loud thud.
Oh, thud.
Thud? Oh, you mean the sound that happened during the countdown?
Yeah, someone sabotaged it.
Yes, exactly. It wasn't terribly loud, but I suspect that most people heard it.
Yeah, I
She
bet
said
someone
it was
sabotaged the
related to
show.
sense of Lenny's trick with bated breath, so no one paid it much mind. But now that the incident has happened, the thud has become an important.
It's like that one trial in Danganronpa 2
That makes sense.
where
So,
the
what
lights turned off and you only hear
I'm of
sounds.
the opinion that it
So
may
you have to
been the
guess
sound
what
of
happened
Lenny's
from that.
accomplice.
That's pretty much what this
Lynette,
is here.
perhaps.
Or at least that's what it
Someone on
reminds
top
me
the
of.
water tank or something like that. And when the pyrotechnics
I'm gonna play
went off,
Danganronpa 2
she
again
cut
through
the rope,
speedruns, but
sending the water tank
speedruns of that
crashing
game are
down.
pretty long, so it'd be a big time investment.
wasn't the noise we heard too loud for that?
Perhaps the balance wasn't right, leading to a particularly rough landing. Oh, that's true.
Oh yeah, I did say I was gonna switch a
Suppose
controller.
I
After
must
this little talk
restart.
here, I'll get that set up.
That does
Because I
remind
do have my
me,
PlayStation controller hooked
what
up.
was with that sound?
I just didn't get it set up because I was too busy trying to get Hootao. Strange sound during the magic show. During the switching performance, there was an audible thump. Many audience members heard. Okay, so go into the menu and get Can Ascend. Oh, so now it notifies you if you have to do an Ascension quest. Yeah, I'm a little behind on that, as you can see. When I finish this, I'll probably explode to Adventure rank 55 or something. Wait, what did that one person say? I hate unreasonably long world quests. You know what I hate? When you're trying to do an Archon quest and then a bunch of characters in story quests are just stuck doing that quest. So you have to go do the story quest first, and then you finish that one, then you go to do another thing. But oops, you can't, because a different character is stuck doing a different story quest. Just... Oh. Anyway, controller setup. No, I don't want to change the time. Control type, controller. Okay. Should be good now. Oh, there we go. What? Okay, cool. Now we're playing with controller. Should be pretty similar to PS5 keybinds, so won't be too difficult to get adjusted to, because I do have this game on PS5 as well. In fact, I am playing this with the DualSense. Yeah. Yeah, I can get used to it.
Whoever the murderer was, they must have made prep. Why would it be him?
Oh, sir,
Go ahead.
Desmond.
Look around. In the end, we're both after the truth.
Mm-hmm. Broken magic boxes left on the scene after the guards completed their investigation. Looking at it now, the water tank must have struck it really hard. Yeah, I mean the guy's dead. And that's I think that would be ample evidence that the boxes hit pretty hard. Also, why is circle confirmed? Should be X. Oh wait. Oh wait. Actually, oh shoot. I didn't mean to open that. But yeah, more free modes. We can do more rolls. Heck yeah. Yeah, it's supposed to be control. Or, X for cancel. Why is it circle? Can you change that? I'll get used to it. Yeah, let's do some more, I guess, because we basically have enough for another general. Oh, wait, wait. Hold the phone. Yeah. I just had to believe, man. I just had to believe. Okay, I have to take a screenshot of that. Yo. Oh my gosh. I was fully expecting to not get it. Holy moly. You know, it's funny. Last time I streamed the Sumeru story quest, like back in May, 5 months ago. Jesus Christ. I also got Baiju pretty quickly. Alright, cool. You have the funeral director now. That's cool. Oops, and then that's a friends real quick. Alright, cool. Question is, do we have books to level her? I think I do, because I haven't touched my account in a while. But we'll see. I didn't mean to do that, but okay. Oh wait, could have gone for Nuvalet. Whoop. Could have used the extra on Nuvalet. That's fine. I have so many characters. Holy shit. Before I played Starville, it just was a big whale on this game. Because my god, my character collection. Oh, I do have books. A lot of them, actually. Okay.
Toodaloo.
I need this and this. That's fine. Okay. Well, I've already seen that. Oh, oh.
So this is the rope that broke and caused the water tank to fall.
Oh, I'm just typing something to a friend real quick. I'll try not to stop like this too often. Don't worry. I'm just doing this to get this out of the way.
The rope looks pretty durable.
Oh, wait. Let's pull up chat. Oh, I can't see chat. Ah! Okay, we're good. Someone
Why are you
sabotaged.
suddenly so serious, traveler?
Oh, where are the ropes snapped?
Whoa. Look! This bit is made from different material. Most of it was burned away, but there's still a little bit of it left. Huh.
Like cotton.
So if a rope meant to hold something was made with that kind of material in it, then that means...
Sabotage?
Wait! Why don't you write all this down? Let's take notes.
Also, in case you're wondering why Paimon is wearing these silly glasses, don't worry about it. She's embracing her inner detective, alright? It's the proper detective getup, don't you know? Special rope. This rope is used to suspend the water tank. It suddenly broke when the fireworks were being launched on stage. The investigation has shown that the location where the rope snapped was made of flammable material. Oh wait, I can use this to see where to look next. Oh, what? No, I meant to talk, not attack you.
What are you investigating?
Oh, this location has also been cordoned off because the Magic Troop members are currently considered prime suspects. The investigation team is still collecting evidence. The seats were all booked in advance, so we were able to deduce the missing woman's identity by checking the guest list. Sure, it's not like this is confidential information. We will publish it later anyway when we petition the public to help us find the missing person. Her name is Halsey. She's a painter from Fontaine who's made a bit of a name for herself. Apparently, she wasn't a regular at the Opera House, but she'd been feeling some pressure with her work lately, which made her decide to come see the magic show. The Magic Troop members all claim not to know her. We have looked into her social connections. It seems that she has no personal grievances or conflicts of interest with the suspects. Simply put, she wasn't related to the Magic Troop at all, which matches the features of the previous serial disappearances.
Were the victims of previous cases also chosen at random?
That's how it seems to us, in any case. Apart from the fact that they were all young women of around the same age range, there really weren't any other connections between them.
Okay then.
No need to be so formal.
Thank you,
If you
officer.
happen to see the missing girl, please be sure to contact us. It is of utmost
You
importance.
know,
that we get to the bottom
I'm
of these
curious about something. I'll mention after this is done. Well, it's probably done pretty soon. Information about the missing lady's identity. Halsey is the missing person. She's a famous painter and came to watch the magic show in order to take a break from her own creative work. She isn't known to have been entangled in quarrels with any of the members of Liney's magic troupe. Yeah, so I guess sabotage would be ruled out then. Well, my theory's bust then. Someone else outside of the troupe decides to take matters into their own hands, I guess. But yeah, my theory. So, a little bit of lore about Fontaine. It's been like a hot minute since I've heard this lore in-game, so details might be a little fuzzy. But basically, every once in a while in Fontaine, there's like a god, or like maybe the Archon even, or something along those lines. Something along those lines happens where the sins of the people in Fontaine cause a disaster to happen where Fontaine gets flooded to the point where people drown, which sounds a little dark, but work with it. And there's been a few NPCs so far in the story quests, including, I think, even Liney and Lynette, who've noted that. So I'm wondering, is that going to play a big part here? Because I think even in the trailer for the Fontaine story quest, before anything patch 4.0 and later was fully unveiled in like special programs, that was mentioned there. So curious to see how that's going to play. That's what I'm most curious about, honestly. Because I know later on we meet a character named Ryo Thesley in a prison section. Curious to see how that looks. Oh, nice. It shows us what we've already investigated, too. That's cool. Guess I'll talk to this guy. No, I meant to talk to you, not attack you with my sword.
The investigation team has some new findings. Turns out there's an issue with the random number selector after all.
See, I told you. What if the machine picked some big guy's seat? You think the murderer would have still made his move then?
Sorry to interrupt, but we're helping Linny and Lynette with their side of the investigation. What were you saying about the number selector? There's something wrong with it?
You're trying to help them? That'll be a tall order.
Linny used the machine to pick a random member of the audience during his performance, right? The lucky girl that later disappeared.
Oh, what's happening? I didn't see the right notification. Because my Ruda thing is in the way. Hold up. I can see the notification in chat anyway. Thank you, M-Chan, for the 5-viewer raid. How you doing, man? Technical difficulties, don't mind me. What's up? Good luck, have fun. What is the Shifties Club? Shift D58 logos. Shift. Oh, okay, that's your sub emote or affiliate emote. Nice. Yeah, hey, I'm Shannon Raiders. Enter Square to do a bunch of speedruns and stuff. Yeah, I do a bunch of speedruns and stuff. Oh, thank you, whoever that was for the follow, by the way. I do a bunch of speedruns and stuff. I'm also a VTuber. You can see me right here. I'm currently playing through Genshin Impact right now. I'm doing the story quest for the new region that came out a month ago, Fontaine. And we're basically in a big whodunit situation right now. We're doing a lot of investigating to find clues. That's what this book here is for. Oh, I also,
Number it picked wasn't random at all.
I also... Oh, anyone following? Okay, that's cool. I also rolled for a character in this because this is a gacha game. Her name is Hu Tao. And I just got her earlier, so now I have to level her up too while I do the story quest. And Hu Tao, from what I hear, is pretty good, so decided to add her to my teams. I already read all of these.
Oh, the machine picks that same number every time.
Yeah?
I'm sure you already know that you have to make a reservation in advance to get a seat, regardless of whether it's a trial or some performance. In other words, Linny knew who would be sitting where from the very beginning.
That much checks out. Linny reserved our seats for us too.
A good Mario
You see
2.
why I was saying it'd be tough to make a case for Linny.
I'm a little confused about what you mean with Mario 2, like NSMB 2? I have to chat not looking at the game footage? Sure. I've been trying to keep it I don't know what's the phrase. Up to Raft? That's not it. Oh, nice. Yeah, I've been trying to stay spoiler free, basically, is what I'm getting at. Because, I'm playing on the 4.1 patch, which came out a week ago, I think. Going by the time the banner for Hu Tao and Nuvalet went up. So I've been and with that patch, this patch, basically the rest of the Fontaine story came out. So I'm fully expecting for people to spoil that out the wazoo. So I've been staying off of Genshin Twitter for right now. How's Genshin going? It's going good. As I mentioned earlier, I got that Hu Tao character, and I just started, so I'm just progressing through the story for Fontaine right now. Also, not to spoil potential future speedrunning projects, but speaking of Hoyoverse games, so Hoyoverse, by the way, the Genshin Impact is not their only game. I know some people may think that, but Genshin is not their only game. Before they made Genshin, back in 2016, I think, they made Honkai Impact 3rd. I think I might have made some games before that, even. But Honkai Impact 3rd was their big, heavy hitter. Yeah, I know, I'm just saying. So before Genshin, they made Honkai Impact 3rd. And, of course, they made Genshin 2020. I think 2019 was the closed beta for that. But then in 2023, 5 months ago, they released basically a follow-up to Impact 3rd, sort of. Honkai Star Rail. It's turn-based, for instance, unlike this game, which is action RPG kind of gameplay. But the interesting thing about it is that... actually, I don't know where I was going with that. But basically, I love Star Rail to bits. I like both Genshin and Star Rail, but I've been more interested in Star Rail as of recently. And there was a special program for a 1.4 patch that's coming out very, very soon. I think within the next week or two. And a feature that they happen to add for 1.2, or 1.4, sorry, is you can replay Trailblaze missions, which are that game's story quests. So it makes speedrunning that game a heck of a lot easier. Because the thing with, still haven't played the new Honkai? Well, you should, it's pretty good. But the interesting thing about, because the thing with Hoyoverse games as a whole, speedrunning wise, is that if you want to do a run of the game from the very beginning, speedrunning or otherwise, you can't just reset your save data. In fact, I think the only real way to do that is to literally contact Hoyoverse themselves and have them erase the save data from your account so that you can start from a clean slate. So the only way to really start from a clean slate is to create a new account for every single time you reset. But since you can replay story quests, granted there might be some limitations with that, because starting completely fresh might have its own setbacks that might not make it work as if you were resetting your save entirely. But it's still pretty cool that they added that as a feature. There's just a lot of things that Starfield does really well. There's some really nice quality of life things. Like, you can have 240 Trailblaze power, which is this game's... I forget what it's called, but it's like the power you use to interact with things in the world, like domains. You can store 240 of that, maximum. And in addition, you can have Trailblaze power in reserve. And I think the amount you can save there is practically maximum. But yeah, the reason I mention all this is because there's just a lot of things to make it nicer to play, and I just love the game to bits in general. Because the thing with video games, generally, even outside of Hoyoverse stuff, by the way, with the text playout, the thing I really like about, something with video games, in general, not just Hoyoverse stuff, is, there's like 3 settings in video games that I'm a giant sucker for. One is haunted houses, or there we go. One is haunted houses, which is why I really like Luigi's Mansion and stuff like that, and even just like horror-themed courses. Like there's a board in Mario Party 9 where you're in a boo-infested mansion, which is pretty cool. So haunted houses is one. 2 is beaches, which is why I really like and beaches in tropical settings in general. Which is why I really like Danganronpa 2, and why I really should play Dead Island. And then 3 is space, which is why I really like Outer Wilds, to the point that's my second favorite game ever made. And Honkai very much takes place in space, at least Starfield does. So I just want to play the game more to get more replay value out of it. So I want to do speedruns of it sometime soon. The thing is, though, and the reason why I haven't learned the speedrun yet, is, for starters, I mentioned how, resetting is kind of cumbersome with having to create a new account every time you reset. So I might not be able to run it very often to start with. It's also just a very different run with the fact that, since you have to connect to an account to play the game, you have to run on a server. It's very different from what a lot of other games I played before through speedruns. Like, I've done Identity 5, technically, and that game fits under the banner of, you have to connect to a server to play the game, even in solo. It would just be, it's just very different from all the other games I speedran before, so I really want to give it a try. But the Chapter 1 speedrun, basically playing through up to the end of Belobog, the first area, it's 6 hours long, so it's a pretty big time investment. But maybe I'll find the time to learn that soon, like take notes on the world record.
Here at the performance venue. Paimon wonders how Lenny's discussion with the guards is going. Let's go see, shall we?
Hire 71.
Things are getting interesting, huh? We're about to see how magic is made.
Oh yeah, we're about to learn the secret behind their stuff. Yeah, maybe I'll get speedrun soon. Hopefully.
Very good. Thanks for being so agreeable. I'd pull a rose out of my hat as a gift for you if I could.
You may spare the
Also, I'd like to point this out whenever I play Genshin. The person that plays Liney here in English,
We've arrived.
that's Aogami from SMT5.
Me?
Fun fact.
I'm Spina di Rosula's guardian angel. If you've got a problem, I've got the firepower.
Bam.
Sorry, I got a little carried away there. Call me Navia. I'm a partner of theirs, and we'll be helping investigate this whole situation.
Yeah, it's
These are
definitely a
my
situation.
companions.
All
Would you mind
right.
if they join as well?
Fine by me.
Oh, new helpers? I would be most grateful.
Well, let's just say we're tagging along. It's not every day you get to see the secrets behind magic performed on such a large scale.
I appreciate your kind interest. Come with me. We'll be heading below stage.
Huh?
But all do I speedrun?
Yes, a world of secrets is hidden beneath this magic box.
Oh boy.
Made specifically for this switcheroo trick.
A lot of
Before I
stuff.
reveal
Name a
everything,
genre, I
let's
probably
look
speedrun a
first.
game in
Notice
that
anything
genre.
strange here?
I'm a big variety guy. But I tend to do like indie stuff and survival horror. Like lately I've been doing a lot of indie stuff like Guards in a Band Band, Joyville, Poppy Playtime,
The details of a trick will help you
some
understand
backrooms
methods used
games
to
like The
perform it more
Complex.
easily.
Yeah, I do a little bit of Pokemon. I've been doing a lot of BDSP.
Balloons
I'm
and
kind of
other
retired from that
decorations here?
game at the
Where
moment.
did all that go?
Well, at least right now.
Good eye. That
Speaking of
said,
Pokemon,
we're
though, I
still
want to pick
far
up
from
Scarlet and
discovering the
Violet,
answer.
especially with the new DLC that just came out. But it's so long. Like 80% is 5.5 hours, and I just don't have the motivation to learn it right now. Maybe a little soon, but not right now.
The inside of the door? What's different about it? Paimon didn't notice anything.
Very good indeed. I thought you might not be able to catch that, given that you were sitting in the first row. The back of this door was patterned. Those patterns are now gone, replaced by a smooth wooden board. So, if you put 2 and 2 together, what do you get? Exactly. All right, let's go. I'll tell you how it works as we head down.
Oh, so there was a passageway under the magic box!
I knew you'd figure out most of it as soon as you saw this place. The 2 magic boxes are positioned right above the 2 entrances of the tunnel. See this flatbed trolley? The box with the lucky audience member in it would be shuttled over to the other side using the trolley.
This trolley can raise and lower and even rotate, ensuring that the box will face in the right direction.
It's nice.
I see.
I imagine through his yellow
Of the
runs.
box inside another box.
Precisely. The inner box would descend after the audience member was put inside and be moved.
Unless he
along
ran
the trolley,
newer Pokemon games
all
that
while
I'm
the outer
not
box would remain on
aware of,
stage,
because I know that he's
so
ran
nothing
yellow.
changed.
So that's how you did it!
Once the box was lowered, the trolley would store some energy through this device here, with which it would complete the rest of the steps. The audience member would only be able to feel some slight movements in the dark, and by the time she walked out, she would already be back on stage.
Right! You were talking that whole time, and you even came out for a moment near the end!
Ah, yes. A phonograph operated by Lynette was used to achieve that effect. My assistant and I had already scripted our conversation beforehand. When the countdown began, I had already gone to the opposite box via a tunnel using that ladder.
And what about Lynette? Where was she?
I was in the mezzanine space in the back of the box.
Oh, interesting!
That's how we were able to coordinate Linny's lines with the assistant. And, by the way, I was the one who walked out of the box at the end.
I mean, we are twins. All it takes is a change of clothes and no one can tell who's who. And that's my favorite part of this trick. Only Lynette and I can perform it.
About the disappearance of the
That's how it
box.
all worked! Wow! Every detail you revealed was more amazing than the last.
Yellow, red, and crystal. Nice, yeah, good mix of Gen 1 and 2. What categories do you run for that?
Lynette would briefly walk
Nice
out
and
of the box and
glitchless.
then go back in, jumping into the tunnel and escaping before the box on the trolley could finish ascending. And then I walk out of the other box in the audience area, and the trick would be complete. The operative word here being would. But as you saw, Cal was in the box, not our audience member. She, on the other hand, mysteriously vanished.
We really don't know how that happened.
If not for that interlude, this would have been an astonishing trick. I probably never would have figured out how you pulled it off. And yet, to think that someone was able to use this magic trick to commit a crime.
Getting blindfolded.
I think we can come up with some more leads.
Props to you for that. That'd be hard.
This is the scene of the
So actually, I've done a blindfolded run of Pokemon before. It wasn't glitchless though.
Yes, of course.
It
no one can
was,
be so strict
I believe, yellow glitch with all the menu underflow stuff.
Thanks, everyone.
I literally had to like memorize the inputs to make sure I got it exactly right. It's like once you learn the inputs, it's fine. But just the prospect of doing the tricky menu stuff, tricky menu underflow stuff, where you can crash the game. No, I did it like a long time ago, as like a for fun thing. I never recorded it. I'd have to relearn it too. Like I'd have to map out the inputs, especially because the glitch strat I think is a little different now. By the way, this is the save corruption glitch, not no save corruption. Just to be clear. I'd have to map out the inputs again, but I could probably reproduce it. Oh, I didn't read that. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Oh, I want to look at the evidence book again. How do I do that? Because I accidentally scrolled past a note that I wanted to read. Hello?
Let the magic begin!
Okay, sure. Just get Lynette for free. Okay.
Let the magic begin!
Okay, I have you in my party. I get it. Magic is gonna begin. Imagine I get Nuvolette right now with this. No shot. Yeah, no shot. Oh, actually, I do have enough for 2 of these. Ah. Maybe? No. There's no chance. Is there any way to look at the evidence book? Because I get this, but I'm trying to look at the evidence book again. I guess I'll have to look at that later. Should be the control device for the trolley. It seems to operate automatically.
The floor is wet. Please be careful not to slip.
Caution, wet floor.
Speaking of which, why would there be water here?
This water is wet. Maybe it's for a trick.
It's one of those tricks where you pour water into a jug and then flip the jug.
Let it be known that I'm a bad joke connoisseur. Literally, my brand of humor is dad jokes. That's it.
Did the trolley knock it down while moving?
That
I'm like Sino's voice actor, Alejandro Saab. I'm a dad joke connoisseur. That's my brand.
Let's note this down too and think about it later.
Oh yeah, here we go. Broken flower base. There are many pieces of a broken flower base on one side of the tunnel. All the water within has been spilled. Judging from the distance, it seems unlikely that it was knocked over by the trolley meant to transport the magic box. Items required in order to return to the magic box above.
What's this?
Looks like a hook tied to the end of a rope. Huh? There's all kinds of odds and ends here.
Perhaps it was a prop for a different trick. But why would it have been left here?
Whatever it is, let's make a note of it first.
Dropped hook rope. A rope that has fallen to the ground. A metal hook has been tied to that one end of this rope. Its use is unclear. Yeah, there's something fishy going on here. It's like I was saying earlier, someone sabotaged the show, 100%. But the question is, why?
These are the clothes that the lady chosen from the audience was wearing, right? Her clothes are here, but she's nowhere to be found.
Uh-oh.
Right. And do you really need to do that if you're kidnapping them? Ugh, this is so confusing. Paimon doesn't want to be a detective anymore.
Yeah, well, too bad. You're here for the ride. These clothes belong to Halsey, the lady who went missing. But the clothes belonging to Halsey, the lady who went missing, were found in the tunnel. The reason for this remains unknown. High precision is required to complete this magic show, and tracks are perfect, making the trolley stay on its designated course. All kinds of props and costumes are haphazardly stuffed inside. Trolley is crucial for transporting the magic box to the other side. The culprit must have used this to execute their plan.
What is this place?
It seems someone could fit through here.
Oh.
Huh. Could this have been the suspect's escape route?
Guys. Sorry to tell you this, but I'm the imposter. I'm gonna have to vent into a reactor.
Alone, perhaps. But if they had to pull another person with them, the space would be too narrow.
But there are no other ways in or out of here. Oh, you're right. Let Paimon write that down.
Yes, it's a whodunit. It's like in Danganronpa where I'm searching every room for like the smallest inkling of a clue. It's pretty cool though. I like the story in this. Tunnel vent. Tunnel vent looks like it could allow one person passage. Barely. But leaving along with a missing lady seems like an unrealistic prospect.
Seems we're just about done investigating down
Definitely
here.
looks like it.
Yes. Let's head back up. ascertain the state of the crime scene. Let's find a place to sort out our findings once Malus returns. Seems to me that there are several things that don't add up here.
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle.
So, what did the guards say? Did the criminal escape through the vent?
They believe the odds of that are very low, since the vent leads to the Opera House's basement. The guards have checked the area carefully. No one left through the basement during the performance or after the incident, and no one was found hiding there.
So the tunnels become like a secret chamber then. You know, like the kind you usually see in novels.
Seems like it.
The plot thickens.
The
Halsey's
plot
disappearance
thickens.
and Howell's death are both quite inexplicable. No wonder Farina was so confident in her accusation. All the current evidence points toward Linny and Lynette.
In other words, the charges are very likely to be upheld unless we make some considerable progress.
Charges and then trial. So if the charges are upheld, they'll announce a sentence?
That's right. This is how a trial goes in the Opera House. During the proceedings, the Chief Justice and the Oratrice will hear statements from both sides. That's right. This is how indemnitium is produced. The statements from both sides, the defenses from attorneys, witness testimonies, and even the audience's emotions will all be projected on the Oratrice. To put it simply, it's as if the Oratrice has its own will, and is a judge in its own right.
This also precludes any kind of favoritism on the part of the Chief Justice. Not that this has ever happened anyway.
Once both sides have finished speaking, the Chief Justice will make his final decision. This, too, will be used by the Oratrice as a reference. Then, finally, the Oratrice will be consulted by officials. The result it returns is the will of justice itself.
Oratrice is like one giant mood ring. Like, okay, here's the sentence.
Called the shots.
In practice, there is very little difference. Both have always come to the same judgment, which is why people have great faith in the Chief Justice. Ah, yes, the guards also asked me to convey that none of us will be allowed to leave this place before the trial.
Huh? Why?
Because we've chosen to act as the twins' proxies. That makes us persons related to the case.
They're concerned that we might be colluding with outside parties, or that we might find outside help to disrupt the case. And even if that were not so, it could prove problematic if we happen to spread key information about the case ahead of time.
I'm ready to break out at any time.
Whoa! There's no need for that! Paimon thinks they have a point. That said, are they providing food?
I was about to say it was snacks. Snacks.
Of course. I just hope you don't mind the lack of options. I'm afraid that catering to all tastes is not in the cards, nor is any guarantee of balanced nutrition.
Is that snails?
In that case, let's just sort out our findings together here. Pity. I was hoping to take you to try some of Fontaine's famous desserts, too. I mean, what better way to
Take me out
properly think through our
afterwards.
findings than over some tea and sweets?
Huh.
The contain us
Suddenly doesn't seem like
fine
such a bad idea after all.
delicacies.
Just kidding. Paimon will still do her best, even if there are no snacks.
What do you mean, no snacks? Of course we'll have snacks. If we cannot buy some, then we'll simply make some.
Huh? Here? But how?
Understood, demoiselle. Everyone, please come with me.
Wait, you're carrying a portable stove with you?
Yes, I must be prepared to meet the demoiselle's baking needs whenever the fancy strikes her.
I have eggs, sugar, and almonds at the ready.
See, I can't get it out of my head. It looks like
Good work,
Jesse
you.
from Team
Now
Rocket.
Get to it. Please sit tight for a moment. You'll get to taste my awesome...
These three are quite the interesting group. Paimon thought it smelled good while it was still in the oven. Oh, it's even better now.
Oh, it's delicious. Holy moly.
Drooling. From the way you had these two guys carrying all that stuff around, Paimon thought you'd have them do more during the baking process. But you ended up doing the entire thing by yourself. Beating the egg whites, grinding almonds, everything.
I was applauding.
And I was giving encouraging smiles.
One quick sec.
Paimon was just thinking, aren't you worried about getting your fancy dress dirty beating egg whites and baking like this?
Well, I don't think it's carved in stone anywhere that fancy ladies can only read books, sip tea, ride horses, and play the piano. I just really enjoy making snacks. Don't underestimate beating egg whites, by the way. It's a real arm workout. You also need to beat them to just the right consistency, or your macarons will crack. Anyway, give these a try, fresh out of the oven. There's 3 for each of us.
Only 3?
30.
Well, eating too many sweet treats might send all that sugar to your head. You wouldn't be able to think clearly about the case on a sugar rush, would you?
Tea is ready to be served as well. This is Demoiselle's favorite, strong black tea with a floral fragrance that clears the mind and lifts the spirit.
Sounds delicious. Let's have some. Oh, forgot that's not confirmed.
I'm merely doing as I should.
I was pressing square to confirm, because that's how you confirm on the PlayStation 5 version.
Alright then. Down to business. As Paimon mentioned previously, the tunnel seems to be something of a secret chamber. However, we can assume that Linny and Lynette were not alone within it. Some criminal also occupied its sealed confines. The magician twins could have committed the crimes, of course, but they lack any logical motive.
Exactly! Why would they do such a thing right when everyone was watching?
The flower vase and the thud we heard during the performance could indicate some altercation between Halsey and the criminal in the tunnel, resulting in the shattering of the vase, the discarding of her clothes, and her abduction. Perhaps the criminal thought that since she was chosen from the crowd, she would be too easy to identify if she was still wearing the same clothes.
Paimon thinks that makes sense, but the real trouble is...
True. None of the clues we found thus far support the existence of this third person. But the only people left to consider are both technically victims, whether it's the missing girl, Halsey, or poor Cowl.
Huh. Could Halsey have secretly made modifications to the magic props in order to murder Cowl before making her escape?
Well, it's not right, Paimon.
That's right. And even if she had tampered with the setup, she would need to understand the entire trick to pull it off. Nor does she have any motive. The guards said that she has never had any dealings with the Magic Troop's members.
Were we not thorough enough in our search? From the sound of things, this is turning into an impossible case. Your macarons are amazing though, Navia. They smell great! They're nice and crisp and super sweet!
They are my specialty.
Sniff the
after all.
macarons.
And I see you've already had 5 of them.
What? 5? Oh, that can't be right. Paimon only counted 3, honest!
Please don't worry about it. At my age, a few less sweets might actually be a good thing.
Uh-huh.
No. Being greedy is one thing, but Paimon knows how to count. Besides, Paimon knows that if she ate too many, then others wouldn't have enough. Wait, even you don't believe Paimon? How could you? ate those 2 extra macarons, then may they turn into stone in her stomach.
Alright, we get it. Well, I suppose one of us might have gotten too engrossed in our chat and eaten them by mistake. No big deal. Malus, set up the stove again if you would.
More?
What are you doing?
Making sure everyone gets 3 macarons, of course.
Exactly. We don't want to trouble you.
As you wish, demoiselle.
Navi is just so generous. Like, oh, you accidentally ate macarons? No big deal. I'll make more.
Well, this really is your hobby, huh?
Well, that's it for snack time. I'm going to have another look around the area. I don't know what we're looking for yet, but we've still got some time. As attorneys, I suggest the 2 of you think the case over again. It would be awkward if you got all tongue-tied on stage during the trial.
All right, thanks for your help and for the snacks.
It was nothing. A small task for the Spina di Rosula. Silver, Malus, it's time to go. I'll be back if I find any.
Possibility of third person being involved. Neither Cowl nor Halsey had a motive, but after having talked to Navia, the likelihood of a third person being involved seems very low too. Yeah, this is tough.
It's time to put our heads together. We've got to...
Alright, cool. While that's going, I'm actually going to go to a crafting station because I want to get some ascension materials for Tao. So I will do that real quick. Hopefully it doesn't lose me too much progress in the story quests, but probably no biggie. I've done it before where I went out to get materials for stuff, and I was able to get back into the story quests, no problem.
There's no point in worrying about that now. We just need to prepare.
Silly churl, Billy churl, silly Billy, hilly churl. Huh? Toodaloo. Silly churl, Billy churl,
Check the chat real quick. It'll load. Hello? Okay. Because I think, like, part of the reason I like Genshin Impact and I guess by extension Starville so much. Bro, I'm just vibing. Leave me alone. Okay, great, now this guy's gonna be on my ass. Rude.
A brash maneuver.
Here we go. I bet it's... Oh my god. Can this guy stop, please? He's not gonna stop chasing me, is he? Oh, come on. Controller sensitivity is so low. To change the camera settings real quick. Yeah, I was saying before I got interrupted there. The thing I just really like about Genshin, and why I need to play this more often, like I do with Star Rail, is just like not even just playing through the story quests, just like exploring these cities. It's really immersive and it's so cool. Just taking in the environment. And the music does wonders with that. It just gets you in the mood. It's kind of why I miss playing Genshin, to be honest. Alright, maybe it's just because I had burnout from playing this game for like 2 years straight. Especially when Smeru happened, it was just like, okay, yeah, I'm done with this. I have a new friend in town, and his name is Star Rail. Yeah, I'll probably try to play Genshin more often. Just to get back into it, because it's been so long since I played this game actively. But hey, I guess playing the story quest on stream is incentive to do that. Let's just go in here. There we go. So I need a better team for this. Let me bring them up real quick. Oh yeah, they updated how the party set looks like too, which is pretty cool.
No touching.
Come on, guys, don't worry about it. Oh, well, I kind of whiffed that one. That's fine though. Hopefully I don't get wrecked accidentally doing that move, dodging out of the way like that. Oh, what? I thought I dodged that. And
Leave it all to me. Allow me. No touching.
No! Got stuck! I'm stuck, man! Oh my god.
Hold the line.
Okay, I'll push you up there.
Steady as stone. Leave it all to me.
That's okay. I was checked by the shield, we're fine. I nicked him on the way down, that's good.
Next on the agenda.
Got him. Alright. Alright, cool. Now we can level up Putao even more, which is good. I want to eventually make her my main pyro unit. Should favorite her so I don't have to scroll through the menu like this.
Silly churl, Billy churl, silly Billy, hilly churl. Ooh. Toodaloo.
We'll craft some more pyro shards. I know that's not what they're actually called, by the way, but I'll go ahead and call them that for simplicity's sake. I'll make a few pyro shards, and I'll continue on with the story. Because I have to wait a bit anyway for the registry to refresh. Craft what I want. What I want is more of this. Oh wait, hold on, here we go. Now I can add her to the favorites. Or follow, there we go. There's a lot of units here that need to really need to level. Like Genko could be to max, I just never bothered. Need to like take time off stream to grind that, I think. Again, incentive to play this game again. But yeah, let's get back to the story quest. Hopefully it doesn't boot me out completely. I have to wait it out a little bit. Oh, whoop. Fix the cancel and confirm again. Here we go. It's a good thing I grabbed that teleporter there, otherwise we'll have had to run a long ways to get there.
We're way behind schedule.
Yeah, we need to continue with the story quest. Thank you for that reminder. I also need to level Raiden Shogun. Like, Kokomi and Raiden A probably going to be my main focuses for leveling, besides Hu Tao, of course.
Next on the agenda.
Safe for that, Navia.
What do we do? The whole situation is so confusing.
Let's just take it slowly, Paimon. I'm sure we'll be fine.
Impossible things don't just happen. We'll get to the truth one way or another.
Just relax. Even if everyone else suspects Lenny and Lynette, at least we will be supporting them from the stands. Besides, I doubt Farina understands any more about what happened than we do.
Thanks, Navia.
Best of luck to you.
I was thinking, oh no, we're doomed.
Well, how did your investigation go?
To be honest, you might be disappointed.
No. We're already very grateful that you were willing to help.
Well now, don't you all look disappointed. Don't tell me that you're...
Don't give me that sass. You go back to your throne. You go back to your throne, lady.
The guilty can never produce proof of their innocence. But don't let that stop you. I shall be terribly disappointed should you, my most anticipated foe, concede so easily.
You wait, Brant.
Since both parties are present, I declare that the trial regarding the magic show incident is now in session. Firstly, in order for the audience to understand the causes and results of the incident, could we please have Mr. Linney explain the trick?
Yes, of course. I will explain while Lynette demonstrates on stage. All the necessary items have been prepared.
Sure. Show us what you got.
Thank you, Mr. Linney. In that case, I take your statement to be that you ran to and remained hidden within the magic box in the audience stands once the trick began, and thus could not have committed the crime. Is this correct?
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
In that case, I call upon the prosecution. Lady Farina, do you wish to refute his statement in any way?
Why, of course I do. Allow me to take the first shot and break this case wide open. Mr. Linney is clearly lying. There is no way you could have been in the box the whole time if you were to abduct Halsey and murder Cowell. In fact, I'd say you were hardly in that tunnel at all.
That is simply your hypothesis based on the presumption that I'm guilty.
Oh, is that so?
Oh my god, the split screen.
What did you hear while
Love that.
you were inside your box?
The roaring countdown of the crowd, of course.
Just
That's
the
how I kept track
transitions
of
are
the time
top
and built
notch.
anticipation for the finale.
And you didn't
And the
hear
choir
any
music in the
sprinkles
background.
at all? Nothing that might leave an impression of any kind?
No, nothing.
I see. But when the count reached 30 seconds or so, there was a thud. One so loud that I believe practically everyone heard it.
Huh?
Hey, hang on. Something's not right here.
sure he could have heard a noise that loud from inside the box.
I was right by the box and I definitely heard the thud.
Uh oh, the literal scales are tipping.
Could those mean...
Well then, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to use the words of the magician himself. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye. Indeed, it seems his alibi can also collapse in the blink of an eye. Of course, I have armed myself to do far more than smash your alibi. Confidence cannot go unfounded, and my foundations are rock solid. Tell me, aren't you and Lynette actually from the House of the Hearth?
Eh?
The House of the Hearth?
No wonder they did something like this.
So the serial disappearances were the Fatui's doing. Now it all makes sense.
I've got a feeling that what happened on stage probably wasn't just an accident.
That's irrelevant. Our identities have nothing to do with what happened.
Indeed. Then perhaps you could tell us everything that happened during that 1 minute. Your first priority is to prove yourself innocent after all.
And even with my avatar, you can see everything. Even with my avatar, you can see me twirling my hair. Hey, here we go. Now we can look at the box again. Magic box to center the audience stands 2 layers. I think I've already read that, actually. Yeah.
Sure, there is little that needs to be kept secret now. Unless your script already has holes in it. The Outlander is speechless. My, oh my, don't they look flabbergasted? Now comes the infighting and discord, I suppose. This was almost too easy. Good thing I made all those preparations. Seems the all-nighter I pulled last night is really paying off.
Now, why is she trying to put these frickers in jail?
Hey, Linny, why didn't you tell us this before?
Order! Order! Mr. Linney, allow me to re-establish the facts. Lady Farina has raised 2 points. First, when the thud was heard in the Opera House, you were neither in the box nor the tunnel. Second, you and Ms. Lynette are both members of the House of the Hearth. Are these claims true?
Magician's ability to con others. Given how lying is concealed as identities could have all been a setup. This child is here. Victim of such schemes. Aw, poor traveler.
Please answer my question, Mr. Linney.
I'm sorry. Yes, they're true, Your Honor.
I knew it!
I knew it all along.
We might as well move on to the sentencing already.
Huh?
What should we do now?
Granted. In that case, what is your request?
Is that really necessary? They're already as good as guilty.
The defendant deceived their own attorneys. What is there left to discuss?
Order! Order, I say! Your request is reasonable, and we shall adjourn. This trial will reconvene in 1 hour.
So you would stick to Mr. Linney's defense even after knowing what you do now? You certainly have more professionalism than I thought. In that case, my dear audience, let's allow the joy of victory to steep for a little while longer.
Spill it. Why'd you hide that from us? How dare you hide that you're Fatui?
Well, this is awkward. I didn't think the Hydro Archon would dig all that up. I'm sorry, Traveler and Paimon.
Yeah, sorry.
Paimon doesn't know where to start. We trusted you two. We based our entire reasoning on the assumption that you weren't bad guys. Not to set the wrong tone or anything, but Paimon's really mad!
I'm very sorry. I know you're angry, and reasonably so, but please, let me explain. I know you've clashed with the Fatui several times before. I wouldn't be surprised if just hearing the word is enough to make you upset. But our organization is very, very large, and the Harbingers have very different personalities and goals.
Right now, we want to save people. As many as we can.
That's right. I'm sure we're on the same page when it comes to this nation and the disaster that its people might face. I knew if it weren't for our respective identities, we could become good friends. That's why I didn't wish to flat out lie to you, but chose to hide some details instead. The truth is very important, but being completely transparent about everything would see us spending more effort than we need to. Right. So, you be the judge. Heck, if I were you, I fear that I'd even struggle to trust me at this point. You met a Fatus who works as a magician, a trickster by trade. All by coincidence, too. But still, I'm asking you to trust me. I am no criminal. At least, not in this case.
Sorry. Please forgive us.
Well, you both say that, but... Right. Let's hear your answer first, and no lies now!
Of course. I'll answer any question you ask. We've been trying to find out how the Oratrice operates. We want to know why it has a consciousness. Why can it deliver sentences accurately? During our investigations, we learned that the machine's core is beneath it. From that moment on, Lynette and I have been designing this box swap trick, with the objective of getting close to the core.
Is that why you needed a whole minute?
That's right. In truth, the audience would take about 75 seconds to count down from 60, while I would only need 15 to get to the opposite box. So, after jumping into the tunnel, I accessed the Opera House basement via the vent, and went to investigate the room in which the core is stored.
That air vent was created during the construction of the tunnel specifically to execute this step.
Well, nothing. As soon as I reached that room and was about to investigate, I heard someone's voice. Which should have been impossible, of course. I was quite certain that I was the only one in the room. That voice seemed to recognize me and tried to speak to me. I chose to err on the side of caution and retreated the way I came. On the way back, I saw the broken vase and the clothes on the ground, but the countdown was almost finished, so there wasn't time to give it any thought. After that, the homicide occurred just as you saw.
Well, that explains why you didn't hear the thud.
Because of that prophecy I told you about, of course. We must know all we can about this nation's secrets in order to deal with that prophesized crisis.
Yeah, that's the crisis I was talking about earlier.
Save everyone.
So, there you have it. The whole truth. I swear, I didn't hide anything from you this time. It was never my wish to proceed under this cloud of mistrust either. But, like I said earlier, you can be the judge. If you want to leave because you don't trust the Fatui, there's nothing I can do to stop you.
Well, Traveler, you decide. Paimon will follow your lead however you choose.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for giving us a chance.
The current problem is that the scales are tipped pretty badly against you two. If
Yeah,
we
just a
want to
bit.
refute the Hydro Archon's accusations, we're gonna need a seriously watertight defense. Huh? Oh, Paimon thinks she gets what
Statement. Lightning claims they headed to the chamber containing the Oratress core upon entering the tunnel. They did not witness the crime taking place and thus did not hear the thud. Voice in the core chamber. Liney claims to have heard a mysterious voice within the chamber that houses the Oratress core from the Opera House's underground structures. Alright, let's see if the judge agrees with that defense. Oh. 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 Nailbang trial reconvenes.
Both parties have returned to their positions. Let us continue the trial. When last we left off, Mr. Linney acknowledged the new evidence presented by Lady Farina as fact. Therefore, Lady Farina may continue stating her reconstruction of the events.
That took long enough. Now then, if everyone would lend me their attention. At this stage, let's revisit that scene from Linney's perspective.
Based on the opposition's account of events, you can identify loopholes in their statement. These evidence includes obtained during the investigation to refute any erroneous assertions of fact and replace them with new inferences. Oh gosh. Use our reputations to convince the audience and obtain more support from the people. I'm starting to get tired, by the way, that's why I'm yawning. The Oratrice will display such shifts clearly. When you refute all incorrect content, you can complete the cycle of refutation and unveil the truth. This is like truth bullets in Danganronpa. Oh goodness, okay. Yeah, it's literally like Danganronpa.
As the countdown began, he entered the tunnel. When the flatbed trolley passed, he opened the box and got into an altercation with Halsey, which caused the loud thud. He did not realize that this sound could be heard by everyone in the opera house, which is why he claimed earlier that he could not hear the sound. Finally, he used the vase to knock her out, before making her change clothes to prevent others from recognizing her. At this time, Cowell arrived in the tunnel, having heard that strange noise, and caught Linney red-handed. So Linney proceeded to knock him out too before stuffing him into that box. Afterward, Linney passed the unconscious Halsey to his accomplice through the magic box in the audience stands, before operating the devices such that Cowell's death would be ruled an accident. And there you have it. That's the truth behind what happened.
Go to ball!
Does the defendant's side have any objections to Lady Farina's description of the events?
I sure do, she's a fucking liar.
Lady Farina is the order of events. What Linney experienced and what he saw. According to Linney, he left via the vent after entering the tunnel. He couldn't have had that altercation with Halsey.
There be? Oh yeah.
Linney went to the
There we
room
go.
that contains the Oratrice's core. This is the actual truth. Seems this one.
Process elimination, that's the only one, that's it.
Linney did not
take part in the underground altercation.
Yeah, that's
we
true.
only witnessed traces of the aftermath.
Attention! Ace Detective Paimon has something to say! When the countdown started, Linny did indeed go into the tunnel. But he immediately used a vent to access the Opera House basement, which is where the underground core of the Oratrice is stored. Once he reached that area, he heard a voice in what should have been an empty room. Since he felt something was amiss, he returned immediately. The crime scene had already developed by the time he reached the tunnel again, and in order to complete the magic trick, he did not remain there for any length of time. Finally, he reached the surface, and that was when the accident happened from his point of view. Therefore, he's innocent.
I'm on Ace Attorney. Nice. We've done it. Ladies and gents, we got him.
Actually managed to say all that. Wasn't it awesome?
In other words, you believe that he knew nothing of the incident?
That's right.
My reasoning?
If that's the case, then if Carol hadn't entered the tunnel, who was the entire setup meant to kill? Assuming that what you say is true, Linny only needed to kidnap the young girl to cause a new disappearance case. What would
Like a whiny standing there all smug, like, yes. Yes.
They have a point.
That's right, you tell him! And that's why they're partners of mine. They've managed to turn things around.
Oh, well, your denial is very strident, I'll give you that. But what proof do you have to back your claims? Of course I do. If he had been in the magic box the whole time, how could he have not heard that sound? Why do you ask? You're saying that he wasn't.
Visions again are so good.
Are you sure we don't need to give this more thought? Are you sure we don't need to give this more thought? That's right! Linny wasn't in the box or in the tunnel. That's why he didn't hear anything strange during the performance. This means that when the crime happened, Linny had already entered the basement via the vent. The same clue you used to disprove his alibi has now become the best proof! How do you like that?
Yep.
Well played.
Get wrecked.
Use of logic.
Just like, how dare you?
Well then, if it wasn't Linny who committed the crimes, then who was it?
Oh, you have to conclude? The murderer is? Select answers to fill the empty gears to verify the correctness of your deduction. If you have made mistakes, you must make another selection for the remaining options. Once you have all the answered all the questions correctly, you can complete this logic chain. Guard's investigation report indicates that the fireworks released near the end of the show ignited and burned through the rope suspending the water tank above the stage. This caused a water tank to fall and kill Cowl in the box below. If Lenny is no longer under suspicion, only the other members of the troupe would have been able to tamper with the props. Lenny gave a detailed account of how the trick was supposed to work, using a box inside the box, using a box inside a box. The idea was for the box containing the audience member to be transported across via a tunnel underneath, and Lenny himself would also be able to use this tunnel to be able to get to the other side. Having changed her outfit, Lynette and her assistant would take charge of onstage interactions. The clothes belonged to Halsey, the lady who went missing found in the tunnel. The reason for this remains unknown.
The deceased's name is Cowl, Lenny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment. Halsey is the missing person and an ordinary audience member. Or did she have her own scheme all along? Could there have been a third person involved? Is that really a possibility? The deceased's name is Cowl, Lenny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
Hey, there we go.
Huh? That can't be right. Are you serious? The killer was, in fact, Cowl, the deceased!
Oh, is that so? How interesting! Let's hear your reasoning then. What I must do next is recreate the truth. What Cowl did, and how he went from would-be perpetrator to victim. Lenny was not in the tunnel at that moment. The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal. It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would likely have bumped into Lenny as well. No one entered or left the opera house through its... It would have been tough for both people. Lenny was not in the tunnel at that moment. The deceased's name is Cowl, Lenny's assistant. The sound we heard may have... No one entered or left the opera house.
No one could have left or entered. Or no one could have left. Right? Because the opera house is closed. So where could the criminal have gone?
It would have been tough for both. The sound we heard may have come from a clash.
Oh, what? That one was incorrect?
It would have been tough for both people.
Oh, shit. Well, I only have one choice now.
Clothing was in the tunnel.
What?
What's wrong, Traveler? Are you still having trouble figuring things out?
I see how it is. So this was all
Just
a
a
bluff.
friggin' bluff.
Here I thought you had something to show for it, but it seems you're still far from the truth.
Look, since we're at a dead end, why not consider a different track? Just like the trick as it transpired, the end result must have been utterly different from the magician's initial design.
If only we knew how Halsey disappeared.
Well, that would be likely. And it's not like this is a magic trick where you can just make a real live person disappear. You know, like you did from that water tank, Lynette.
Excuse my interruption, dear opponents, but do you not see that the crowd is growing impatient? There is no greater sin in this opera house than an awkward delay.
Yeah, gosh, Lumine, hurry it up already. Yep, see?
If the defense is
You can even see the dots in the scales. That's how far we are in the trial, I'm betting.
Stage of the trial.
Hold on 1 second, mister.
Lenny was not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our criminal ample time.
Yeah.
The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal.
Yeah.
The deceased's name is Cowell, Lenny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment. The vase was not broken by chance. It was used to cover important evidence. The water.
Sure was. First try at that, heck yeah.
Paimon gets it! It all comes together if Halsey disappeared instead of being kidnapped. Lynette escaped from the water tank, vanishing gradually and leaving only clothes behind. If there's a similar method where a person could be transformed into water...
Oh, just a moment, please. I do hope you know how preposterous you sound at the moment. How could a person ever be transformed into water? This is reality we're talking about here, not some magic trick. Must we really? I should think that of anyone. Your friend Linny already knows this truth very well. Magic tricks are ultimately just illusions and misdirection. But Halsey's disappearance is very real. We're talking about two completely different things.
Even so, I trust the Traveler's judgment. The truth must be out there somewhere. Perhaps some new line of reasoning may open if we try to gather all the focal points that don't make sense. Since Cal was the deceased, we haven't placed much attention on him. But given that we aren't making much progress with the case, it wouldn't hurt to have a look at his belongings, would it?
People really do come up with all
Love that
sorts of
dynamic.
harebrained schemes when at the end of their rope. The way I see it, your suggestion that we broaden the scope of our investigation is nothing but a tactic for stalling the trial.
Nevertheless, I believe that this is a reasonable request on the part of an attorney. Since the trial does indeed appear to be at an impasse, I believe that additional evidence may help us make more progress. Guards, please step into the lounge and examine the personal effects of the deceased, Cowell.
We are still examining the items, but we have already made critical progress that we feel must be shared with everyone post-haste. We discovered several test tubes of fluid within Cowell's baggage, each labeled separately. The notebook in his backpack claims that these fluids are water from the primordial sea.
The primordial sea?
The note's contents also indicate that Cowell belonged to an organization that sells illegal drugs and that he had an accomplice. The notebook has many entries concerning safe usage of these fluids, in which the keyword dissolve appears many times. One of these tubes was labeled Opera Epiclese, along with yesterday's date. It is empty.
Bottom empty-handed.
The notes also state that these dissolution properties work exclusively on people from Fontaine. It's likely that Halsey was chosen as some sort of test subject. As such, we believe that the defense's hypothesis is, in fact, supported by sufficient evidence.
Yeah, what do you say to that, Farina?
You've got to be kidding! People dissolving into water?
Could something so ridiculous actually be true?
Wait a moment. This reminds me of a certain prophecy, but it's just a coincidence, isn't it?
Huh. If people can become water, does that mean that the water tank's real use was as a means to hide water stains? And if Cowl was targeting that girl... Wait just a minute. Could that mean... You two, with me, quick!
Demoiselle, wait! What about your partners?
Let's go. Just trust me.
Order! Order! It is undeniable that further examination of the deceased's personal effects has yielded some surprising results, but we cannot yet verify the veracity of these clues. Still, let us assume that these clues are indeed authentic, albeit with the understanding that Ms. Halsey has yet to be found. Guards, please continue examining the items along these lines. Mr. Linney, it appears your hypothesis is supported by the evidence, so please continue speaking.
Of course. Thank you, Your Honor. If we uphold this hypothesis,
Well, the
believe
hand
that many of this
detection
case's
with Naruto is
seemingly
pretty good, but it's just
unrelated
kind of
clues
weird
can
if I
be
try to do
connected
it
together.
next to my face, because it's so off-center. That's probably because of where my webcam is, actually. Let me move that.
Let's think about this. Cowell's methods must have something to do with that water from the primordial sea.
Because, like, right here, it's right, the finger's right in front of my face. And, like, right here, it's not, it's, like, off to the side a little bit. But it's not, like, in front of my face. It's, like, off to the side. It's really weird. Water from the primordial sea. The liquid the guards found in Cowell's luggage seems to have the ability to dissolve Fontainians into water.
The deceased's name is Cowl. Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for another magic trick, but Lynette was in the magic box. I remember there was something else within the inner layer of that box. The rope that strung the water tank up was lit. The water from the primordial sea. The deceased's name is Cowl, Linny's assistant. The water from the primordial sea should already have been prepped before Halsey entered the magic. Now it seems like the hook rope. The deceased's name is The deceased's name is Cowl, Linny's assistant. He would have been able. The rope that strung the water. The water from the primordial sea. I remember there was something.
Yeah, there we go. A little tripped up on that last one, but we got it. It's been like almost a year since I played anything Danganronpa. So, well, granted I've been playing AI Somnium Files, but it's been a hot minute since I played anything Danganronpa like. So, I had to really think through that one.
When the magic box containing Halsey was lowered, the metal hook would retract gradually and pierce the balloon at the top of the box. When the balloon attached to the box popped, the water from the primordial seed inside it would pour down and dissolve Halsey. Afterward, Cowell would enter the tunnel and break the flower vase to conceal the water inside the tunnel, with the remaining evidence being covered up by the water tank on stage. But he encountered something unexpected in the tunnel.
Huh. That does make sense.
That actually links together a lot of the more confusing pieces of evidence.
Yeah, good job, Paimon. Yeah, there we go.
Oh dear, what do I do? Even I think they sound convincing now. Have I falsely accused an innocent person? What a humiliation.
Now, It seems like the only point of contention remaining is the exact circumstances that led to Cal's death. His notes mentioned he had an accomplice who could be related to the situation.
On that note, the guards have just contacted me indicating that they uncovered new evidence.
Uh-oh,
I
new
shall
evidence
now invite
just...
him on stage to share it with us.
Uh-oh, new evidence just dropped.
Thank you, Your Honor. We were just inspecting the luggage of the other people involved in this case, and we found an identical sample of the water from the primordial sea among Linny's personal effects.
What?
That can't be.
That was planted.
Well, how wonderfully comedic to have your own counterattack only to come back and wound you. Does this not clear all doubt? My dear citizens, my loyal audience, allow me to present my reasoning and bring this performance to a swift close. Linny did not need to take part in the dissolution of the young woman at all. Indeed, he did leave the scene via the vent. Having made modifications to the props beforehand, his accomplice Cowell then caused Halsey to vanish using the water from the primordial sea. But upon his return, in cruel avarice, Linny desired sole credit and prepared to do away with his partner in crime. Ultimately, he knocked Cowell out, and the tool meant to cover the crime up also became a murder weapon. Now, as much as I regret having come to such a viciously straightforward conclusion, it does seem that the famed Fatui is quite the cold-blooded and ruthless organization. Am I right, Mr. Linny?
We've used up all the evidence we collected. There's no way for us to make a rebuttal here.
Uh-oh.
Is this the end of the road?
Hopefully not.
Oh no! Paimon can't think of anything either. It doesn't look like there's any way around this. Seems using the water as new evidence was too good a move. Why did this have to happen now?
I think we've all seen enough now, and we have ample witnesses to my flawless reasoning. I believe this is indeed the finale. Now then, my good, noble Chief
Excuse me, everyone, but I must interject.
Miss, I must ask you not to shout, and to respect.
Oh, come on. Don't be hasty. I have a good reason for interrupting, you know. Now, would anyone here like to take a little break from all this debate and see a little magic? I'll show you an amazing trick. One that can bring a young woman who has disappeared back in the flesh, right before your very eyes. Please, do the honors, Mr. Linny, if you would be so kind.
What in the world is she saying?
No offense, miss, but miracles like that are beyond my scope as a magician.
Come on now, don't be silly. Magic is all about misdirection, isn't it? It often conceals the truth while presenting a fascinating illusion. But once everyone believes the illusion, can't magic reveal the truth to them once again?
Who's on the stage?
And wouldn't such a trick be the most marvelous finale to today's performance? Come on, Linny and Lynette. Give it another go. Don't worry. Spina di Rosula has made the necessary arrangements on your behalf. But, as the magic makers and stars of the show, I think I should leave the final performance to you.
I understand.
And voila!
Sorry for the interruption.
Wait, isn't that Halsey? So the whole thing about people dissolving wasn't true after all?
To be clear, I'm only here because this person told me that if I testified, the merit of doing so would lessen my sentence. I was hiding outside this room listening to the proceedings because I was afraid that I would be the one put on trial. I was just feeling happy that no one had noticed me, and then before I knew it, she caught me.
I'll teach you to underestimate us three.
Where should I begin? I'm sorry. I'm the one who killed Cowl. I admit it.
What? Why?
Firstly, my name isn't Halsey. It's Lillian, and I'm originally from Mondstadt. I heard that Linny's show was gonna be a real thriller, but I missed the chance to buy a ticket, so I stole one. That's how I make a living. I steal stuff here and there. And I'd never been caught before.
Caught red-handed.
A few days ago, and I barely got
No, I don't need to. Shut up. I don't need to hear the rest of your testimony. You're already caught red-handed. You're going to jail.
Hey, no wonder you look familiar. So you were the thief. Liddy even mentioned that you were pretty skilled.
Well, and I thought that would have been the end of it, but then the number selector chose me. He even mentioned the Fortress of Meripede. That's a prison, isn't it? So you can imagine how shocked I was. I thought he was onto me for sure. So I played along with the show while looking for an opening to flee. But then I got water poured on me for no reason, and then someone jumped into the tunnel to nab me. I wasn't going to take that lying down, so I knocked him out and stuffed him into the box. There was nowhere to run from there, though, so I had to change my clothes and hide in a box containing performance costumes. I slipped out after the first guard arrived at the scene and continued hiding inside the opera house.
Can a person even hide in there?
But I swear, I didn't know that the water tank would fall down. Really, I swear it. Had I known that, I wouldn't have put him in the magic box. I may be a thief, but I'm no killer.
Well, that makes everything pretty clear now, doesn't it?
This time, we need to tell the entire story from Lillian's perspective.
To refute.
The flower vase was not broken to cover anything up, but was smashed during the struggle between Lillian and Cowl. Lillian was afraid that she would be recognized if she left, so she changed clothes and hid, biding her time. Just what one might expect of an experienced thief. The strange sound wasn't from a fight. It was Lillian's attempt to break out when she was frightened.
And it's Ace Detective
Yep, here we go. Ace Detective Paimon. Alright.
Having been selected out of the blue, Lillian panicked. Her panic only intensified after she entered the tunnel and had water poured on her head. So she kicked the door open, producing the thud we all heard. Hearing the commotion, Cowl leapt into the tunnel, only to discover that Lillian had not dissolved. He did not know that Lillian was not from Fontaine, but was a thief who made her way in by stealing a ticket.
What?
Mistakenly believing that the water from the primordial sea needed time to take effect, he tried to force Lillian back into the box. The two broke the flower vase during the struggle, but Lillian came out on top, knocking Cowell out and putting him in the box. With no way of escaping, she changed her clothes and hid in the costume trunk until the performance ended.
Until the performance ended. Good job, Paimon. Ace, she said it herself, Ace Detective.
She knew that she would have to go through guard inspection if she tried to leave afterward. So, she has been trapped in the Opera House these last 2 days.
She had already become desperately hungry by the time we were chatting over macarons. So, she swiped 2 of them right under our noses. Talk about a sneaky thief.
At this point, all the events that happened in the tunnel have now come to light.
Ah, so that's the whole story.
Bravo! Bravo!
Now then, Lady Farina, do you wish to speak against the defense's statements? Please answer the question, Lady Farina. Also, if I may add, the trial has not yet ended. As such, I request that the prosecution not leave the room before the proceedings have concluded.
Nice try. She thought she could pull a fast one.
My mind now? No, I have no further arguments. I admit defeat. But really, could you at least have left me with some dignity?
Nope.
Look at that! She's like a deflated balloon now.
If there are no objections, then as the Chief Justice of Fontaine, I shall once again repeat the full sequence of events. The actual perpetrator of the serial disappearances, Cowell, selected his next victim from the audience reservation list. With some modifications to the selector, he could ensure that the pre-selected young woman would be chosen. To cover up any evidence while committing the deed, Cowell thought of allowing the water tank to fall, which would conceal the water left behind after the young woman was dissolved. He also tampered with the rope suspending the water tank, using the fireworks at the end of the performance to cause the tank to drop and hide the water.
I think I have placed my hand there.
They
It's
poured
kind
the
of
water
buggy.
from the primordial sea into a balloon during the preparation of the magic box, and stuck it to the box's
like the
lid.
tracking just...
Finally,
Oh.
he passed the prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the magic box's
Whoa.
door when bringing the young woman to said box.
Whoa, what? Okay, so here's my hand right here. Watch what happens when I try placing it on my chest. Oh! Oh! Oh my god! What is happening to my hand? Ah! It's just... Oh my god. Okay, no, that's cursed.
When the magic trick officially began, the box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel, tightening the hook rope and bursting the
Yeah, I might need to go to the hospital for that.
If all had gone to plan, the young woman would be dissolved at this time. However, Lillian was not from Fontaine, and thus fled the box with a loud noise. Realizing that there was trouble, Cowell entered the tunnel and met Lillian. Thinking that the waters had not yet taken effect, he decided to proceed. However, his opponent was more capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked unconscious, and placed into the magic box, and thus became his own final victim. Lillian, according to her own statements, then changed clothes and hid until the performance ended, before hiding in other parts of the opera house. As for Linny, he was in the underground structures within the opera house, and was thus ignorant of these happenings. From this reconstruction of events, we can conclude that Linny, the accused, is in fact innocent.
Hooray!
While there is much in Linny and Lillian's conduct that should still be investigated separately, this case, at least, can be handed over to the Oratrice to make the final decision.
Decision is... Why did that look like it was from Star Rail Pass? That looks like a Star Rail Pass. Yeah, that looks a bit like a Star Rail Pass.
As such, Linny and Lynette are officially declared not
guilty. Yeah, good job. Wait, can you do a clap? I guess I can if I do that, but yeah.
Thank you all.
Not guilty.
So much.
Next, I think we deserve an explanation, Guard Vaughn.
Oh?
How did you find the water from the primordial sea in Linny's baggage?
It was planted.
Right! Your discovery caused me to make a serious mistake, you know. Or was that not a discovery, but false evidence that you dared to bring before this court?
I suspect that the accomplice mentioned in Cowell's notes was not Linny, but you, yes? I'm sure you know what you must do to lessen your sentence.
Speak quickly! Unless you want to earn yourself a one-way ticket to Coupon Town.
I was just following orders. We were supposed to place blame for the serial disappearances onto Linny, and thus cause suspicion to fall on the Fatui. The higher-ups said this was the best opportunity to do so.
And now that your plan has fallen through, and the secrets of the water have been revealed, you have become a liability to said higher-ups, yes? Therefore, you would be wise to tell everything you know, and seek the protection of the guards.
Yes, I'll tell you everything I know. Our boss discovered that the water can cause people to dissolve. It can also be made into a potion, which when extremely diluted, can cause people to experience unforgettable exhilaration. We've been in this business for a while now, and have made decent more off it. The disappearances were also the boss's idea. I mean, this is the boss we're talking about. The...
What the fuck? I mean, the choice says he just up and dissolved.
And now he can no longer talk.
Such ruthlessness. I shouldn't have expected any less of them.
An outrageous act. All present, please submit to inspection immediately.
And just when you thought it was over.
So, we're just going back now? That's true, but...
Traveler, Paimon, please wait.
Linny...
I know you may not want to speak to me right now. Maybe you don't even want to look at me, but still. Let me thank you again for defending me to the end, even after you learned that I'm a member of the Fatui. I guess. But regardless, I'd like the opportunity to set things straight. I didn't approach you with any ulterior motives or ill intent. I've spoken to you as myself, just plain Linny this entire time. As for why I'm a Fatus, it's because the goals of the House of the Hearth align with those of an orphan like me. That's all. That was how Father, who you might know as the Knave, approached recruiting us back then too.
A knave? The one who controls the House of the Hearth? She's your father?
That's right. And since we're here, I was wondering, would you mind hearing a story? It's about my past.
Yeah, sure,
Back when
shoot.
our parents first died, Lynette and I were left wandering the streets. To survive, I took to surreptitiously observing an older street performer who did magic. It took me several days to figure out how he pulled off his amazing tricks. I took my sister through several streets until we found a crowded corner, and we began to perform magic tricks there. To my surprise, we proved to be pretty popular. and we could at least stop worrying about where our next meal would come from for a time. But I didn't want my sister to remain a street rat together with me forever. Before long, an aristocrat came to me and claimed that he wished to take us in after watching my performances.
So you went from orphans to nobility just like that?
That was how we felt at first, too. As if fate was on our side and we could say goodbye to those painful days. But I gradually discovered that while we were called foster children, he was really after my talent for magic tricks. He would constantly take me to all sorts of banquets to garner attention, which he would then use to expand his social circles.
That doesn't seem too bad either. Better than roaming the streets at any rate.
It took a while for me to realize just how dark his heart really was. After one particular performance at a banquet, I discovered that Lynette was not on the same return vehicle as me.
Oh.
I waited a long time after we returned home, but she did not come back. I went to that noble's bedroom and asked him about her whereabouts. The answer he gave me was, she caught the eye of the most eminent person at the banquet, so I sent her over as a gift. I mean, you'll be able to magic regardless of
Fuck
your assistance.
me,
Yes.
man. Okay, that is dark, dude. That is dark. Like, the same Sarah and Sumeru is dark, but this is worse.
Oh no. So he was gonna... But wouldn't Fontaine's laws deal with such people?
As far as outsiders are concerned, this is a relationship akin to adoption or foster care, and they have their ways of escaping the eye of the law. I managed to ferret out the location of the mansion of that so-called eminent person and hurried through the night. But by the time I leaped over the walls, avoided the guards, and made my way in, all I saw was the moonlit ground covered in blood, and the knave standing there in the darkness.
So, she'd already taken care of that guy.
That's right. She had rescued my sister before she could come to any harm, and had even discovered several girls hidden in a basement, all of them orphans. Father, I mean, the knave, might have seen something in me, and so she made me an offer.
Real quick. One quick sec. I'm just looking up something real quick on Twitter, and I'll be right back to it. Alright, cool. I'm done. Let's get back to Liney shenanigans.
The House of the Hearth welcomes
Oh
you.
yeah, this story,
For
I
your
forgot.
interests
We were on
align with
this.
ours. Here, none will ever betray you. Indeed, betrayal shall never be permitted here. I was hesitant to trust her. I mean, I had just been betrayed by nobles. But she was also quick to destroy the noble who had taken us in at first, giving us back our freedom.
Oh, so that's how the two of you joined the House of the Hearth.
She has her own plans. She has gained permission from the Tsaritsa to first use the Gnosis' power once she obtains it. She plans to use it to find a way to break the prophecy and save Fontaine.
So, she believes in that prophecy too?
That's right. The whole House of the Hearth is currently working to combat that crisis. Today's case has also proven that people from Fontaine can indeed dissolve into some sort of water, thus further supporting the prophecy. All of us house members here, Lady Arlecchino herself included, are from Fontaine. We won't give up on defending our homeland. To us orphans, the only connection we have left to this world, apart from our family, is our homeland.
So, from small deeds like distributing magic pockets to huge schemes like stealing a Gnosis, everything is aimed at dealing with that prophecy.
It's all right. I understand. The only thing I can do is relate all this to you. I just hope you can understand that even as a member of the House, I have never stopped making my own decisions, and that I believe what I'm doing is right. If you should need anything at all in the future, feel free to find me. I will do my best to help you, as plain Linny.
Bye, Linny!
Yeah, she's... The Traveler's pissed. Actually, the Traveler's named after me, so I'm pissed, I guess. I'm mad, I'm angry.
We're way behind schedule.
Let's go, let's get out of here. Navia.
Hey there. What was with the disappearing act you pulled right as the trial ended?
Were you looking for us, Navia?
Well, this whole thing isn't exactly over, is it? I do feel that we're getting closer to solving the serial disappearances case, though. Don't you think so, too?
Zach looking up something. Sending a message to a friend. I'm good.
Huh? What's wrong, my dear partner?
Besides, are you sure we're the ones who can crack a case that's been cold for decades now? And given that there's new evidence from the trial, there should be a trail of breadcrumbs for the Hydro Archon's people to follow now, right?
Ah. I see. Well, I won't lie. I'm a little shocked to hear that from you. But I suppose you are just travelers who have only arrived in Fontaine after all. Sorry. I might have been too presumptuous.
Don't say that, Navia.
Ah, and we were having so much fun investigating with you, too. It was like having new waters flowing into a stagnant mire, causing new hope to spring forth, and the reflection in the murk to become clearer. Sorry about that. I'm a bit prone to nostalgia. Don't mind me. Wait, shall we have a farewell meal? You know, to commemorate our time as partners?
Huh? Do we really need to get that formal? Well, guess you really did treat us as partners, huh?
Well, I'd just like to have a proper ending to every important memory. That way there are no regrets later. Anyway, it would just be a meal, so it shouldn't take up too much of your time.
Sure.
You don't have to twist Paimon's arm. If Boss Navia's treating, count Paimon in!
Oh, wonderful. In that case, why don't we return to the court of Fontaine and head to the Hotel de Boer? I believe we'll make it just in time for dinner.
All right then, let's have our farewell meal.
Yo. All right. Cool. Act 1 complete. So, I think that's a good point to end it for story progression. Because we can do Act 2 another time. But I'd like to see if I can get some more levels on Hu Tao, because I still need to level her a bit more. Oh, actually, I could just go and fight the, Geovis Hap again. That sounds like a plan.
Toodaloo.
Alright, cool. Let's go there.
Should we really be off work this early? There is still a lot left to do.
So I'll go ahead and do that. Check this first. Oh, nice. Got Primo Gems for that achievement. Okay. So, I'll do this Geovis Hap fight real quick, and then I think that'll be a good point to call out, because we did just complete Act 1. Trying to check something. Oh yeah, I want to go to the party setup. I'll bring in...
I will protect you.
Yeah, boy. Got to bring up my Albedo at least. There he is. Beo's probably one of my favorite characters for two reasons. One, you know, it's a pretty cool voice work for him. But also, his voice actor, Koi, is just the most chaotic, meme-savvy person I've seen in Monghoyo versus VAs. Caleb and Nick, Male Trailblazer, and Donhung and Starvale are also pretty cool. Oh, great. Now they're after me. The treasure hoarders are such annoying shitters. Purely because of the lines they say when they hit you.
Burst forth.
Allow me. Steady as stone. Next on the agenda. Hold the line. This is long overdue. Rest and rebuild. Turret, bring refuge. We're way behind schedule. Allow me. I must leave no stone unturned.
I got max level Ganyu, level 90, so two of us happier isn't too much of an issue. Pretty quick to deal with. Got him. That should be enough, although I might have to fight him again. Oh, nope, that was enough.
Toodaloo.
Q-Tail's lines are so adorable. It's honestly part of the reason I wanted to roll for her.
Billy Hilly Churl.
like to do blossoms actually to get more money. Starting to run out of money for levels. Yep. You have to get more money. I have enough books to get her to 60, by the way. I just need the money. Huh? Nice. Intro character other than Traveler Phase 2. Oh, I could do that with Tainari. I want to level up Tainari too, but again, need to go out of my way to get resources. So I'll do the quick blossom. And that'll officially be it, because I wanted to get her to 60 before I end stream. No, saw nothing.
Born of ice and frost.
Johnny's cracked if you couldn't tell. And I'm not pretty much sure on my maximum world level for the equilibrium level that I'm at. Gosh, I have to climb all the way up there just to get to stinking. Okay, there has to be a better way to deal with this. He's even trying to fight me. Let's just score up. Oops. Oh my god, it's the fucking treasure hoarders. Not again. Get out of here. Get out of here. What are you doing? Are you serious, dude? Okay, well, I guess I have to kill them so they aren't annoying ass mother effers. I'm gonna try to climb up.
Another test subject. Try.
Access denied.
Becomes
I accidentally hit R2 there. Alright. Come on, Gani, you can do it. You're an adept. You're half adeptus, so you can climb up this cliff. Saw nothing, chat. Alright, you saw nothing.
We're way behind schedule.
Witness my great undertaking. Come into being. Burst forth.
Born of ice and frost.
Oh, what?
As a dutiful maid would.
Why don't you use a sword to get through that? I didn't think there would be cryo enemies here, so I didn't bring a pyro enemy on my team.
For Rex Lapis.
Oh, let me move. Got sniped for a second there. She's almost there. Just need enough money, need enough funds. Probably still need to fight another one after this.
Toodaloo.
Oh, well, I reach it for I have to get more. Yes, okay. Great, now she's at 60.
Billy churl, Billy churl, silly Billy, hilly churl.
Alright, cool. So, beat Act 1 of the Fontaine story. Finally. Expecting each act, by the way, to take 5 hours because the story quests are pretty lengthy. Got Utao, which is pretty good. She'll be a pretty good pyro unit, I think. Also, shout out to Brianna, who voice acts her. I think I want to play Genshin more after this stream, because, like, I put Genshin away for a while after my stream of Sumeru in May, because, you know, all my attention's been on Star Rail and all the developments of that, because, you know, Star Rail is fresh. But I think the past few months, even though it hasn't really come to mind much, have been a really good break from Genshin for me, because now I want to play the game again and start grinding for stuff. And, like, get back to all the things I miss. Because I've not played Genshin at all, period. Between Sumeru ending and Fontaine coming out. And even when I started the streams where I played through Fontaine a month ago, I guess technically 2 months ago now, I was not doing much side content. I was just doing the main quest. That's it. So I really want to get back into the game again and do all the side stuff that I've missed up until now. So yeah. I guess I'll leave it on the character screen here for Hutao. That'll be the end for tonight's stream. I don't know exactly what the rest of the week is going to look like for streams, because I kind of decided at the last minute to do Genshin tonight. But that's the end for tonight. I'll think of a schedule tonight, or like at some point tomorrow, as I have whenever I have free time during the day, during work, because I work remote. So I'll figure it out then. And given, I don't know exactly what I'll do in terms of days, because again, I'm still trying to figure out the schedule. But it's likely that I won't stream tomorrow, so I will be back Wednesday, and I'll post the schedule tomorrow. And thank you all for watching.